I can pull it up on my phone, Birdie. I'm just gonna pull up what I have. So do I say,
Leggett's go-to man in the passing game was Pamarin. He had 61 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns.
The Monarchs will be starting on offense from his Bell East kick from Aiden Amadaganji.
Kick is up, and it is fielded at the 20. Going to his right, he's got space. He gets to the 30. He's all the way to midfield, and he is pushed out. That was Malachi Amise for Papillion La-Vista.
And now Malachi Amise has had a very good season so far as a kick returner. May not be the fastest guy out there, but he can really get the job done when he is returning the ball.
They've had Isaac Pamaram and also Jonathan Harden out there as well. They've been phenomenal in the receiving game. We see Leggett coming off of a win against Lincoln Southwest. Gives it to Antonio DiGiacomo, who is still on his feet, but he is slowly taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, I think we are going to see a heavy passing attack tonight because of this amazing offensive line led by Garen Medley, the senior, who is actually the number 6 recruit in Nebraska and is committed to play at Texas Tech University next year.
Leggett in shotgun, gives it to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo up the middle, gets to the 45-yard line.
Antonio DiGiacomo has had a very good season so far. He's had 50 carries for 227 yards with 3 rushing touchdowns. So we're going to see the Monarchs be running the ball a lot tonight.
You see Pamarin and Bogatz on the bottom of your screen. Those were very phenomenal in the week 1 win against the Monarchs. And Leggett goes to Bogatz, and it is incomplete. Bogatz has been very phenomenal on the offensive side.
And I was going to say that Cameron Leggett has been very accurate so far this season. Although he's only played 2 games, he's 29 of 41 with 360 passing yards, with 3 passing touchdowns. The only issue, and Cameron Leggett is the number 3 quarterback in the Class A for Nebraska right now.
Leggett's pass was intended for Pamaran. It was a turnover on downs, so we will see starting quarterback Adrian Davis for Bellevue West. He's had an okay season. He has not thrown a touchdown pass yet, but he's thrown for 263 yards. Also in that backfield, like we mentioned, Steven Procco. He's had 17 carries for 80 yards, so he's been very efficient on the field. Davis gives it to Dylan Ginter, and it was broken up.
And Adrian Davis has been one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the Class A so far this year, but he just has been having an issue with turning the ball over, as this Bell East passing attack just hasn't really been getting off the ground.
Bell East coming out of their huddle. Davis in the backfield with Procco. Davis in the shotgun, ball's on the 45. Davis gives it to Calvin McCoy. Christian Lester, and he was taken down by Trey Richardson.
And Christian Lester is the Chieftains' number 1 receiver. He's played 3 games and had only 9 receptions so far, but has had 73 receiving yards and has a rating after catch of 8.1.
Lester was covered by Trey Richardson, who already has an interception on the year. And there is a flag on the field. And we are waiting for the referee's call. And it was offsides on Papillion La-Vista. They will move the ball up 5 yards. It is now 3rd and 3 from the 47-yard line. Davis Drops back, throws it downfield, and he was trying to hit Owen Grebe.
And this Bell East offensive line has to be able to block these powerful defensive linemen up front for the Monarchs. The Monarchs have had quite a few sacks so far this season. They're leading, their sack leader actually has been Ethan Greenwell, who has had two sacks so far this season.
Bell East onto punt. Very short punt, and it rolls out around the 27-yard line. So that is where Papillion La-Vista will take over.
And the Monarchs are going to have to continue their great season so far on the offense, because right now, this Bell East defense really was able to defeat that Monarch first possession on offense. And it's especially weird as the Monarch offensive line has only allowed 3 sacks so far this year and has had 45 pancake blocks.
Junior is now in for DeGiacomo. Leggett gives it to Junior. He's down the left side, and he will get that Monarch first down.
And Michael Valencia Jr. is just one of the most electrifying running backs we are going to see on the field in Nebraska high school football. He is only a freshman, which is saying a lot for his future, because he is going to be a superstar for the Monarchs.
He's also taking over the role that Peyton Prestito had last year, who was an insanely good runner. Valencia is taken down right at the 40. It will now be 2nd and 12. Ball on the 40. That was 2-yard loss.
And it's this Bell East defensive team isn't a bad team at all. So we are going to have to continue seeing pressure if they want to stay in this game with a powerful team like the Monarchs.
Leggett spins out of the sack, fires towards Cale Johnson. Pass is incomplete. Speaking of Cale Johnson, he's had 182 yards through the air, and he has 2 of Leggett's 3 touchdowns on this season. After that incomplete pass, it'll be 3rd and 12. Ball is still on the 40.
And Cameron Leggett is a very athletic quarterback, and he's definitely shown that so far this game. He just has to be able to continue playing at a high level without committing penalties.
Monarchs head coach Tim Williams calling a timeout.
You wonder if Coach Williams is going to be talking about this offensive line, saying, "Hey, we got to block for our guy. You know, we need to get him rolling, because once he's rolling, he's going to be unstoppable to stop."
There is, after the timeout, there's 8:44 left on the clock. It is 3rd down, and it's 3rd and 12. Monarchs still in their own territory. They have Pamaran on the bottom of your screen, and Malachi Messi and Owen Bogat are on the top. DeGiacomo in the backfield with Leggett. Leggett drops back, goes deep for Malachi Messi, and there is a flag on the play. Looks to be defensive pass interference. We will wait for the call on the ref.
Defense number 7, 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
And it was indeed a defensive pass interference. So it'll now be 1st and 10, ball on the Bell East 35. Correction, 45.
And the Chieftains must hate to see that, because they were going so well so far. Let's see what they can do now.
Leggett goes deep again for Pamaran, and Pamaran tracks it, and the ref running down the sideline calls it a catch. And like you were saying with the defensive pass interference, that is one thing that head coach Aaron Tuman has wanted to limit. They had a lot of penalties at the Bellevue West game, so they want to limit their penalties. But what a throw from Cameron Leggett.
And Cameron Leggett is a hell of a quarterback, and we've known this so far watching him this season. He just needs to be able to continue playing his game and not let the pressure get to him.
Leggett throws to the end zone, and it is caught by Isaac Pamaran. Pamaran's catch. That is his fourth touchdown on the year. And that'll put the Monarchs on the board first with 8 minutes and 3 seconds left.
Isaac Pamaran is really an electrifying receiver. It's crazy to see how he's only had 4 touchdowns so far this season. He could easily have more if they don't want to throw the ball around as much. But Isaac Pamaran is clearly their number 1 guy, besides only Cale Johnson. So we will see a lot of Isaac Pamaran tonight as the Monarchs kick now.
Cooper Will's kick is up and good. That'll add 1 more point, so the score is now 7-0.
7. Bellevue's Chieftains 0.
And the Chieftains need to get something going on offense. As we've said, Adrian Davis has not been the greatest, but he hasn't been the worst so far this season, as he has 4 interceptions so far this season, no touchdowns. So we will have to see him getting into a groove if this Chieftains team wants to come up with an upset over the Monarchs.
And Cooper Wills has only missed 1 PAT on the year. He is an insanely good kicker. He can hit. He is unfortunately 0 for 1 on field goals, but he can hit basically any PAT you want him to hit. Back deep for Bellevue East will be number 5, Christian Lester, and Calvin McCoy. Henry Laser will be the Monarchs kicker now.
And like Coach Williams said, he wants to see the defense continue playing at such a high level. And that would include special teams here. So we will have to see this Monarch team have a very strong defense against this Bell East kickoff formation. Return formation.
Laser's kick is up. And it is received by Christian McCoy. McCoy getting down to about the 25-yard line, and there is a flag down on the play. The ball will be placed down at the, looks to be, it'll be an illegal block in the back on Bellevue East. That will move them back. There is 7 minutes and 56 seconds left in this first quarter, and the ball moved all the way back to the 11-yard line. That illegal block in the back really hurt the Chieftains.
And we've already seen 2 penalties come from the Chieftains so far. As Coach Truman he does not want to see this happen for his Chieftains team. So we will see if they can get something going on the offense here.
Davis gives it to Procco. Procco is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. First to get there was Peyton Francis and Drew Churchich.
Drew Churchich is another power senior up front there for the Monarchs. He so far has been really great, but he's been able to penetrate the offensive line of the opponents they've been facing incredibly well so far this season. So they're obviously looking for that D-line to continue a high level.
Adrian Davis fires and his intended target was
Intended for Eric Gomez, called incomplete. Waylon Iman in on the coverage.
Waylon Iman in on the coverage for Papio South. It is now 3rd and 12 on the 13-yard line.
So far, Adrian Davis has not had a great game, as we saw with that pass from Eric Gomez being incomplete. So we will have to. We're gonna want to see a better offensive possession here from the Chieftains on their own 20.
Davis. And there is a flag on the field. It will be on the Chieftains. It was delay of game, so that will move them back 5 yards. So it is now 3rd and 17, ball on the 14. Correction, 9-yard line.
We're probably going to see a lot of penalties tonight, as I don't think either of these teams are incredibly disciplined. So we will see.
Davis rolls out right, being chased by every single member of that Monarch D-line. He just throws it on the ground. It is now 4th and 17.
There's really not a lot you can do unless you're Patrick Mahomes with 4 guys in your face. So it was probably the best that he just threw that down instead of letting up a safety or possibly throwing another interception, leading them to another great field position to score once again.
The stud kick returner, Isaac Pameron, is back for the Monarchs.
Pameron could take this one to the house. We will see, but
it'll be a Bell East timeout.
What do you think so far we've seen, Brody?
Both teams have looked good. The Chieftains' offensive line, obviously, they're going up against a really good defensive line. They need to protect Davis a lot better, and the Monarchs are what we saw on the first game that we did here, the Titan Monarch game. They were outstanding. Obviously, Leggett has already thrown a touchdown pass to Pameron, so he has already been insane this year. So,
yeah, Cameron Leggett has really been one of the shockers for this Monarch team that is hoping to end up at the playoffs at the end of the season, because they have a tough district that they are facing in with teams like Westside or Fremont. So we will have to see if this Monarch team makes the playoffs, but if I were to guess, they likely will.
Pameron back deep to receive for the Monarchs. Bell East kick gets a bounce, and it'll bounce all the way to about the 31-yard line. What a heck of a punt from the quarterback, Adrian Davis.
Not too often you see a quarterback who's also a punter. I mean, you have a lot of. I mean, you don't really see that too often. Obviously, in high school football, with players playing both ways around, you don't see quarterbacks playing punter that often.
Leggett leaving his team off the field, off the sideline, and the ball, it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 30 with 6 minutes and 51 seconds left. Pameron on the bottom of your screen. The Giacomo in the backfield with Leggett. Leggett to the left, gives it to Cale Johnson. Cale Johnson's going down the left side. He's at the 40, he's at the 30. He's got green grass right in front of him. He's at the 5, and that'll be another Monarch touchdown. Wow.
What an amazing play there from the Monarchs. You have Cameron Leggett obviously finding the open man, but also Cale Johnson just being able to find the open space. There was great blocking on that side of the field, so Cale Johnson was just able to put the burners on and destroy this Bell East defensive backs.
To attempt the PAT. Will's kick is up, and it's good. Score is now Monarchs 14, Bellevue East 0.
And Monarchs are really going to try to keep the foot on the gas pedal here to try to really blow out this Bellevue East team. Bellevue East has really just got to get into a mindset of we don't want to lose this game, so let's put our best effort out there, and we need to get something going so we can be the better team here. Now, I'm going to talk about Cameron Leggett one more time because Cameron Leggett has just been a phenomenal quarterback so far tonight. He's been an insanely highly efficient passer so far this game, and I expect us to only see that continue as we go throughout the game.
Christian Lester and Calvin McCoy back deep to receive Laser's punt or kickoff. Sorry. Laser is a new addition to the Monarchs roster.
But he's been pretty great as a kicker so far in the games he's played. He hasn't played a whole lot of games, but the games he's been in, he's been pretty phenomenal.
Laser's kick is fielded at the 10. It is taken at the 30, and he is met quick by Armando Armas.
That was an amazing hit there from Armando Armas. And you don't really see him that often on the field, but Armando Armas is a great player. I would not be surprised if Coach Williams gets him put in more because he is electric when he's on. And if Monarchs want to keep the foot on the gas pedal, they need to put him in to continue that powerful penetration of this Chieftains O-line.
Davis looks right. Pass is complete down the sideline. His pass is complete to Christian Lester.
And Lester is going to be the go-to guy for Adrian Davis just because of how consistent he has been. Besides Dylan Ginter, the other Chieftains receiver who's played 3 games and has 10 receptions for 95 receiving yards. You could see him getting some action, but so far tonight, we haven't been able to call his name yet.
He was taken down by the stud linebacker Micah Ariano. Davis drops back, fires left, and he is met quickly by Owen Bogat. It was caught by Owen Grebe.
And that was an amazing defensive play. Finding the guy and getting to the space on the field where you need to be and not overshooting that, which has been an issue for the Monarchs at times. They have tended to miss tackles, but that one was a pretty clean tackle, and to me it looked like he could have potentially had a targeting, but maybe his helmet was just a little higher than I would have imagined it to be.
Is now 2nd and 7 on the 33. Davis gives it to Procco. Procco going down that right side, and he is just short of a first down. He will be taken down at the 39. There is now 5 minutes and 17 seconds left. He was taken down on that play by Cale Johnson, and Cale Johnson has been a menace to quarterbacks this year. He has had 2 sacks on this year in just 3 games that he has played. He also has 9 TFLs.
Stephen Procco for the Chieftains is who they're going to continue to try to feed the ball to, as he has 17 carries for 79 yards so far this season. We will see more Stephen Procco action throughout this game if the Chieftains want to stay in it.
Davis gives it to Procco again, and he goes nowhere.
And it looks like the Monarchs thought that was a fumble, maybe, but it just looks like another tackle for loss for the Monarchs.
Correction, that was Dominic Smith.
For the Monarchs, they need to continue defeating this Chieftains offensive line, because if you can get Stephen Procco or Christian Lester in space, it's going to be a terrible time for you, because they are fast and they will put the burners on you if you give them enough open field.
Davis in the gun. And I saw a Chieftain flinch that will move them back 5 yards, and it will be a false start.
That's our 4th penalty of the game so far. Coach Truman has really not wanted for the penalties to stack up. But it's already seeming like this is going to be a heavily undisciplined game for both sides, really, because the Chieftains are wanting, already down 14. They're just trying to not get completely blown out. They're trying to stay in this game, but the Monarchs are just are a little too aggressive.
Davis's punt is up, and it will give the Monarchs a really good bounce. It will stay on the Chieftain side of the field. It rolls out of bounds around the 47-yard line.
And this Monarch offense is probably going to go for the end zone again, just with a fast receiver like Isaac Pamaran in a quarterback who can get them the deep ball like Cameron Leggett. This Monarch offense can be really great. It's just about keeping your foot on the gas pedal, but also pulling back, so you don't get too many offensive or defensive penalties.
Leggett leading his Monarch team out on the field. It is 1st and 10, ball on the 43. Leggett rolls right. Pass is caught by the tight end, Armando Armas.
And like I said, Armando Armas, while he's a really good defensive player, he can catch the rock. Armando Armas is a tight end for the Monarchs, so we will probably see him and their other tight ends like Amari Nassan or Jackson Karanenko and Cale Johnson all be put into the game at some point.
DeGiacomo in at running back now. Leggett fakes it to DeGiacomo, and his pass is pulled in by Luke Bennett.
And what's great about Cameron Leggett is he can throw the deep ball, he can throw on the run, but he can also throw short bullets like that. He can make an accurate pass and is a very smart player as long as he is able to limit the cockiness. Like
Valencia out left, and he will get the 1st down for the Monarchs.
Michael Valencia Jr. really could be more of an asset for this team than he's been so far, as he's an amazingly fast running back. Valencia Jr. has played 3 games at his 38 carries for 187 yards so far, with 3 rushing touchdowns. So they're going to try to get him involved and get him in space because he is a quick running back.
Correction. Valencia was 1 yard short, and Valencia gets the rock back, and he will get the 1st down this time. Correction, that was Brody Parr.
Brody Parr has not seen a lot of time for the Monarchs this season so far, which is, I would imagine Coach Williams is going to try to shuffle in more guys, as this Monarch team is a powerful one.
Leggett being chased, rolls out right, he fires downfield, and it is caught in the end zone by the junior Jonathan Harden. Again, Leggett rolling out right, fires a dot to the end zone. That is what he does. That is what his specialty is. That touchdown will now bring the score to Monarchs 20, Bellevue East 0.
Yeah, Cameron Leggett has really put on a show for us tonight, because he's only played 2 games so far this season, so people have had questions whether if he's going to be able to play at the same high level without running his mouth and causing that cockiness to overcome him and eventually lead to more and more penalties piling up.
And Cooper Will's kick is no good. It looked to be blocked. It looked like it got blocked as it was going up to the goalpost.
And that is a bit of a sigh of a relief for this Chieftains defense, because they've needed some form of as an antidote for this powerful Monarchs team. So even something as simple as a blocked PAT really was going to mean wonders for this Chieftains team.
Christian Lester and Calvin McCoy back deep to kick to receive. Cooper Wills kickoff.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Cooper Wills, that was his first missed PAT of the season, correct?
That was his second missed PAT.
That's still a really high percentage and only in 3 games.
Cooper Wills flashed a lot last year. He was kicker with also Dave Fajardo. So he was in a battle with him as well, but he was a very good kicker last year. Will's kick is out of bounds at the 17-yard line, and there is a flag down on the field.
If I were to guess, this flag is probably either offensive holding or, yeah, kick out of bounds. All right.
First and 10,
Ball
Bellevue.
is now placed at the 35. So Adrian Davis and the Chieftains will come out onto the field with just under a minute 30 left.
This Chieftains offense has had flashes in the pan of just some potential, but this Monarch defense has just been stuffing them at the line of scrimmage.
Davis outright, and his pass is tipped as he throws it.
That was an amazing defensive play from the Monarchs there. Coach Williams, when we asked him, he said he wants the defense to continue at a high level. So obviously plays like that are going to get this Monarch team even more hyped than they already are, being up 20-0. So we will see this Monarch defense play with even more fierce after something like a blocked pass.
Adrian Davis in the gun. Davis gives it to his running back,
Dominic Smith on the
which
carry.
was Dominic Smith. He will get back to the line of scrimmage. Correction, 2-yard loss. It is now 3rd and 12 on the 33-yard line.
And Charlie Pyle, I believe, was the gain of that defensive tackle for loss. Charlie Pyle is a senior this year, so he's going to try to pad his stats as much as he can before he heads off to some university.
Davis drops back, and he is sacked by Micah Ariano.
Micah Ariano has been one of the most consistent defensive players on this team. He already has three TFLs, no sacks so far this season, but that is his first. So we will see more Micah throughout the game. Just being a force to be reckoned with on the outside of that defense.
With that sack, the clock will keep running, and both teams will go to their sidelines. We are reaching 4 seconds left in the first quarter. At the score after one, Papillion La-Vista 20, Bellevue East 0.
This Chieftains team is really just going to try to get something on the board before the end of the second quarter, because the second quarter is about to start here. So if the Chieftains can get something on offense going, if the Chieftains can get something on the offense going here, it will be a better fate for them in the end.
And Leggett today, he already has 3 passing touchdowns. He is 8 for 11 11 for 169 yards. And if we go and look at the two running backs, Valencia and DiGiacomo have been stuffed by this defense. DiGiacomo has 2 rushes for 7 yards, and Valencia only has 3 rushes for 12 yards.
I would imagine this Monarch offense is going to try to get Valencia more involved, being up 20 plus already. We will see how much they're going to use him for the rest of this game.
Kick is up, and it is fielded by Pamaran going out to the right, and he's still going, and he will be taken out of bounds.
I don't know how he got out of that. He had like 5 guys all up on him, but that was an amazing escape there from Isaac Pamaran. He's really got some speed on him, so as a kick returner, he's great, but as a receiver, he's even better.
And he's been, like you said, he's been phenomenal in the kick return game. He's not only with kick returns has he been phenomenal, but he has been phenomenal in the pass game, or in the receiving game as well. DiGiacomo in the backfield with Leggett in the gun. Leggett gives it to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo outright, and he makes 2 people miss, and he will be taken down at the 46-yard line.
DiGiacomo is really a great running back. No wonder that they are going to continue feeding him the rock, because he has 227 yards this season. 3 rushing touchdowns, which in a pass-heavy football, in a pass-first football world, it's just crazy to see so many good rushing stats.
And Leggett trying to get the ball to Owen Bogat. Just a little short of Bogat. It will now be 3rd and 6 from the 37.
Bogat is a pretty decent receiver for this Monarchs offense. Obviously not to the level of Isaac Pamaran or excuse me, or Cale Johnston, but he is up there.
Leggett trying to reach Harden on the post. It's incomplete.
It's 4th and 6.
It is now 4th and 6 from the 47. And we will see if Coach Williams will leave Leggett and the offense out there.
And that was a really great defensive stop from the Chieftains. That pass was a little behind him, but the Chieftains corner there was really just stuck on him like glue. What an amazing defensive play for this Chieftains team.
Leggett, pass is caught at the line of scrimmage. It was caught by Luke Bennett, the sophomore.
Luke Bennett definitely could be seeing more playing time as he grows older, because he is a really good wide receiver in a very pass-first team. Obviously with someone like Cameron Leggett at quarterback, you're gonna want to be pass-first.
Bennett gets the Monarch first down, so they will move the change to the 31. Valencia Jr. now outright, and he just makes people miss. And that is the Monarchs' 4th touchdown on the game. Valencia scores his first of the game. Score is now 26-0.
And like I was saying, Valencia Jr. really needed to get more involved if they wanted to see what this young freshman really has. Obviously, they know at least something because of already how much he's been used throughout the season. But looks like that's being called back on a holding penalty. That is a really big shame for this Monarchs offense, and terrible for Valencia, who got his first rushing touchdown of the game.
And Junior already has 3 on the year.
You can only get better with time.
Junior and DiGiacomo both have 3 rushing touchdowns.
Now, Monarchs is a very good passing team, but on the ground, they're a sneaky good team.
And the whole entire Bellevue East defense gets to Junior there.
Yeah, I would say the entirety of their defense and maybe a little bit of change, because that was going nowhere. This Bellevue East defense is really going to try to get this Monarch team off the field here, as it is 10 minutes in the second quarter and they were held scoreless in the first. So they're going to be trying to get as much opportunity to get a touchdown or a field goal or anything on the board.
And Coach Tuman calls his second timeout for the Chieftains. And we've had a game in these first 14 minutes of this half.
I would say so, as the score wouldn't suggest it, but this Bellevue East team is actually playing pretty decent against this powerful Monarch offense, who is really looking for a deep playoff berth, as they have such a powerful offense and so many really powerful seniors on this team. Like I mentioned again, Garen Medley, number 6 player in the state of Nebraska right now, and is committed to Texas Tech. So far, Garen Medley he has on defense. He's played 3 games, has 3 total tackles. But yeah, Maley has 3 total tackles, 2 TFLs, and a sack. On the defensive side alone, so far on the offense, he's had 8 pancake blocks, many of them coming in that first game against the Titans.
Leggett out left to Bogatz. Bogat's pass is caught, and he makes a Chieftain miss, and he is no signal yet.
Touchdown.
And that is a touchdown for Owen Bogatz. That is a way to come back after a 30-yard rushing touchdown is taken away from them from offensive holding, and he just drags a Chieftain into the end zone.
He slipped between those 2 Chieftains. It was I don't know how he got through there. You wonder if Owen Bogatz is feeling just a sense of relief, but also pride, being able to get through 2 Chieftain defenders like that.
And
it's like Coach Williams is gathering his team to discuss further on the play that just happened, but also what they're going to do for the kick.
Cooper Wills, who missed the previous PAT. Hopefully I don't jinx him, because I know one of my other fellow colleagues did that during the Titan Monarch game, and I think Cooper missed his first PAT on the year.
Oh my lord.
And it is a fake for a 2-point conversion, and that was Jonathan Harden, who had one of Leggett's passing touchdowns. The score is now 28-0 with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left.
That entire Chieftains team was on the spin cycle there, because they were confused. They had no idea what was going on. Monarchs have been playing really great tonight so far. Cameron Leggett has been electric. Isaac Pamaran with that sideline catch. It's insane how great this Monarch team has played and is only going to continue to play, as this Chieftains team is just grasping for straws at this point.
Henry Laser in the kickoff for the Monarchs.
Henry Laser to kick off. Christian Lester and Calvin McCoy will be back deep for the Chieftains.
And Laser has been doing a great job at pinning these Chieftains deep so far this game. And he's only going to continue, as I believe he was a transfer. Is that right?
I believe he is a foreign exchange student, I'm pretty sure, but he could also be a transfer. But kick is fielded at the 5, and McCoy won't go down. He's taken down at the 25-yard line. What a return by Calvin McCoy, not Christian McCoy.
Calvin McCoy is a very shifty wide receiver, and he's their number 2, only behind Christian Lester, which is crazy to say because Christian Lester's a tight end.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
So this game so far, if you were the Bell East coach so far right now, what would you be saying to them?
Bell East has not been playing that bad of a game like their last week against their rivals. They've been playing really good against this Monarch defensive line. And Davis back to throw, and his pass is intended for Christian Lester.
It was almost an interception by Antonio Giacomo there. A diving deflection there by, not Antonio Giacomo, Trey Richardson. Almost got his second interception on the year, which is, that was an amazing play. Really wanted to stretch and try to get him, put himself in the spotlight there.
Adrian Davis motioning, gives it to Dominic Smith. He's just going nowhere, taken behind the line.
Dominic Smith, it looked promising for a minute there, but then those Monarchs treated him like a testing dummy and pushed him all the way back down the field. Lost every yard that he was gained.
It is now 3rd and 9, ball on the 27.
And this Chieftains team is really just trying to get something, at least get the first down here.
We have reached under 10 minutes left, and Davis was sacked by Drew Churchich and Logan Holtmeyer. Logan Holtmeyer last year had an insane 23 TFLs last season for the Monarchs.
Absolutely wild from Logan Holtmeyer, and he's continuing to be one of the best players on this Monarch team. Holtmeyer is a powerful offensive lineman, but even more powerful defensive lineman.
Davis's punt fielded out, it looks to be the 38-yard line.
And I'm going to bring it back to Logan Holtmeyer for a quick second because he's only a junior and has played all 3 games. He has 13 total tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks within 3 games of play. That means 3 games of play for a defensive lineman nonetheless. He plays in the middle, I believe. So it's incredible to see someone like Logan Holtmeyer being able to penetrate these offensive lines with such ease.
The Giacomo and Leggett in the backfield. Leggett is in the gun, and there is a flag down on the 43-yard line. And it is encroachment on Bell East. That will give them a 1st and 5 on the 35.
And this, again, just another mistake by this Bell East team.
Leggett gives the ball to the Giacomo, and he is down at the 20, looks to be the 27-yard line.
The Giacomo, once again, just is such a powerful runner. Not only does he have power behind him, but he's fast. This Monarch team has something going for them. They're not the most powerful team when it comes to receivers or quarterback even, but they are fast. This entire team is one of the quickest teams.
Leggett fires over the middle to Cale Johnson, and Cale Johnson has his second touchdown of the game. Leggett hits him right over the middle, and he gets in for his second touchdown.
Cale Johnson, that is his 4th touchdown on the season. They're going to continue to use this powerful tight end as Cale Johnson is a senior, and this is their last year with him. He's had a great career so far with the Monarchs, only hoping to make it better.
Will's kick is up and good. Monarchs 35, Bellevue East 0. We're gonna take a look at the instant replay here. Leggett just looks and he fires a dart to Cale Johnson. What a play.
What an amazing play by this Monarch team. Cameron Leggett, while he does have a bit of cockiness to him, a bit of swagger, if you will, he is very smart. He's a smart player. He just needs to make sure, you just got to make sure to not let it don't get too carried away, if you know what I mean.
Now, since the Monarchs are up by they have a 35-point lead. There is a rule in the NSAA handbook where it is called 35-point running clock. So now the clock will run continuously except for timeouts, breaks between the 3rd and 4th quarters, following a score, during a penalty enforcement, an extended injury if a coach comes onto the field, and anytime an official deems it necessary for any safety reasons. So now, normally the clock would stop after they get a first down. That will not happen anymore. The clock will run continuously. And Laser's kick just goes through the back of the end zone.
And it doesn't matter where this kid's from because he can kick a football. This kid is amazing. And Henry Laser, that's a name we're going to want to keep an eye out for in the future.
And Adrian Davis leading his Chieftains out. The ball will come out to the 20. And we will see what they attempt to do here.
If I were to guess, I'm going to try to get it to their fastest people, Rocco, or maybe Christian Lester on the outside there at tight end. But they just need to get something.
Davis drops back, gives it to the running back, Dominic Smith, and he is going nowhere.
That's unfortunate, as this Chieftains team is just absolutely has not had an answer on offense. They've had flashes, right? They look like they're not the worst team in the league, but it's just been such a hard game for them to compete against such a powerful defensive front like the Monarchs.
The first one there was to Dominic Smith was Micah Ariano and Pamaran's little brother, Tyler Pamaran, who is a freshman this year. Davis drops back, fires to Owen Grebe, and there is laundry on the field. He was covered by Trey Richardson.
That was just an incredibly inaccurate pass there from Adrian Davis. Not sure what he did for that. I'm not sure what he did there.
There was 2 receivers in the area. I'm assuming he was obviously trying to get the ball to one of them, but it just looked like a very inaccurate pass. And it was pass interference on the coverage there. So that will move them up 15 yards, and there will be an automatic first down. So this is an instance on where the clock will stop. The clock will stop during a penalty, and then after that penalty is over, the clock will run.
Yeah, this has got to be a bit of a sigh of relief for the Chieftains, who are just trying to get on the board, because their offense has just not been able to compete against this Monarch defensive line, led by Darren Maley and Logan Holtmeyer.
And Chieftain head coach Aaron Tooman, it calls his last timeout of the half. And again, that is another instance on where the clock will stop. And it is only for a 35-point deficit. So if Bellevue East were to score a touchdown or a field goal, then the clock will go back to normal.
Which they are definitely going to be hoping to grab on this drive here. 7 minutes in the second quarter so far. Bellevue East really just needs to get something going on the outside. Get it to your fast guys. And that's not going to be easy with these Monarch quarterbacks like Trey Richardson, who just cover people like a book.
Coming out of the penalty, it is now first and 10, ball on the 34. Davis looks right, pass is complete to the 41.
Pass is complete to Owen Reed.
It was hauled in by Owen Grebe, and Pamaran was in on the coverage for the Monarchs.
Now that was a smart decision there by Adrian Davis, who just, he hasn't been playing great tonight, but he hasn't been looking awful as his offensive line just hasn't been able to protect for him.
Davis out to his right, and his pass was complete by Christian Lester, the tight end. And Gavin Hamilton on the stop for the Monarchs. Gavin Hamilton has been really, really good for the Monarchs. He had a brother, Cameron Hamilton, last year. He was really good for the Monarchs as well.
And Gavin Hamilton is a senior, but he's playing linebacker for the Monarchs. He's also an offensive lineman.
Yes.
Which is kind of surprising because linebackers have to be pretty shifty. Usually offensive linemen are much bigger built guys.
Davis, pass is caught by Lester again, and he's taken down by Sullivan Olsen.
Adrian Davis's pass is complete to Christian.
Looks like they got the first down there. What the Chieftains are going on a bit of a drive here. A drive they've been needing the entirety of the game. Too bad it's coming so late in the second quarter.
And if we take a look around Class A, the Kearney Bearcats are up by 6 against the Omaha North Vikings. That is a top 10 matchup in Class A. Davis fires left. Pass is caught by Owen Grebe.
It was a bit of a low pass there from Adrian Davis. I feel like Adrian needs to air it out a bit more. He seems like he is trying to play a bit too conservative, but, I think that his passes haven't been the most inaccurate at times, but there has been some decisions by this quarterback that are just questionable to a viewer.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say he's been going for a lot of short passes beyond the line of scrimmage. He hasn't really fired it downfield. Davis to the left, and his pass is intended for, again, Christian Lester.
Christian Lester is the most reliable pass catcher on this team. And there's no wonder why Adrian Davis is going to continue to go for it. Now Adrian Davis, going into this game, has a passer rating of 35.1, placing him at the season's 22nd in Class A. Obviously, comparatively to Cameron Leggett, who is number 3. So it's a tough matchup.
Adrian Davis's pass was intended for Dylan Ginter, and that one falls incomplete. It is now 4th and 6 on the 48-yard line with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go.
Now you wonder if Coach Tooman is going to try to go for this here. It looks like he may be going for it just because his team needs to get something on the board. Right now, they aren't at the worst field position to try this. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were to pick up this fourth down here.
And the Chieftains are indeed going for it. Davis fires, and that pass was almost intercepted.
Incomplete. Monarchs take over on downs. First down.
Tyler Pamaran was there on the coverage.
Tyler Pamaran, just like his brother, has the wild ability to just, not ability, I would say, just skill to jump so high in the air and make these almost athletic catches that that you would see more of an NFL wide receiver, not a high school player.
And Adrian Davis is 8 for 18 on passing, and he's only thrown the ball for 41 yards. Like we said, very short passes, averaging just above 5 yards per throw.
I wonder if Davis were to try to take a shot down the field, what would happen?
And after that, Junior out to the left, and that was a turnover on downs. So the Monarchs are now in Chieftain territory.
Valencia Jr. is definitely going to be giving hope to this future for the Monarchs. Monarchs have some very young players, as we said, like Tyler Pamaran or Valencia Jr. But this, oh my lord.
Again, Leggett's pass intended for Malachi Amisa falls incomplete.
And Leggett tried to go deep down the left side for Malachi Amesa, and that pass was incomplete.
Cameron Leggett is no stranger to going deep on passes. Usually you see, honestly, I'm pretty sure that's the reason he has so many the level of incompletions he does, while he's already has a pretty accurate passer rating.
And Leggett going deep again. Pass was it was incomplete. His pass was intended for, I believe that is Jonathan Harden. It's too hard to see the number from up here, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, it was Jonathan Harden. And like you are saying, Leggett is 11 for 18 just tonight. 5 passing touchdowns for 230 yards. And like you said, a lot of those incompletions just came from him kind of forcing the ball downfield,
right,
by just trying to go for the deep passes.
And it's not like those last two weren't open.
And Leggett trying to go to Harden again. Pass was too low, and it is now 4th and 4 on the 45. Never mind. Turnover on downs. Monarchs turn it over on downs. It is now 1st and 10 for the Bellevue East Chieftains on the 45.
Well, the good news for the Chieftains is they have pretty much the exact same field position that they were a little earlier. However, the bad news is they still have to play 2 more quarters of football if they want to try to win this game, because right now it looks unfeasible. Crazier things have happened, though. We can see maybe Adrian Davis goes off for 6 passing touchdowns in 5 minutes.
And the play is blown dead. There is laundry on the field, folks. Flag is down at the 44-yard line of the Monarchs side of the field. We are waiting to see what the referee is going to say.
There is no penalty.
And
Substitution. First down.
And there is no flag on the play. The play will resume from the 45. Just under 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Davis goes deep, and his pass is incomplete. His pass was intended for Christian Lester.
That was just a little out of his reach. You wonder, that was a great ball by Adrian Davis there. Just a little over Christian Lester there. And you would wonder if, you wonder why the Chieftains haven't been getting Dylan Ginter the ball more, as he does have the most receptions from a receiver on their team, he has so far 10 receptions.
Adrian Davis. Pass is intended for Eric Gomez. And on the coverage was Trey Richardson.
Now Eric Gomez is a backup tight end who does have a lot of athletic ability in him. Christian Lester, obviously, for a tight end, is incredibly fast. But Eric Gomez is more of a powerful.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
And like you were saying about Eric Gomez, he kind of reminds me of the Monarchs tight end in Armando Armas. Armando is a receiving tight end. So is Cale Johnson, but Cale Johnson is a little bit bigger than Armando is. I have Armando in my physics class, so shout out Mr. Harabi. Shout out to him and his physics class. But Armando, he's more of a receiving tight end, and Cale can also block, and he does what Cale Johnson does do what a tight end does. He can block, he can also catch for you, but Armando is just a little bit slimmer, and he is a lot faster than what a normal tight end would be.
Yeah, Cale Johnson is going to be making some headlines at some point, I believe. Right now, he's been playing at such a high level.
And Adrian Davis. Correction, that was Steven Procco is now in. His pass was caught by Christian Lester and Tyler Pameran on the coverage.
It's a bit surprising that they would put Steven Procco at quarterback. Obviously, Steven Procco is their starting running back right now, but Procco has played a couple snaps at quarterback so far this season. Not many, but a few.
Procco keeps it on himself. He stays on his feet, and he goes about 8 yards. What a run.
There's a reason he's more of a running back right now. He can throw the ball to a degree, but he's so much better as a runner. He's a fast runner, and he's powerful. He's able to bounce off of people, which really shouldn't happen just based off the laws of physics.
It's now 2nd and 4 on the 26. Procco gives it to Devin Smith, I believe that is who that was. Correction, David Baker. I don't know what number I was looking at there, but he is lucky he hauled in that pass. That was a bobbled pass, and luckily he came down with it and got the extra 3 yards.
Yeah, I was about to say, that looked like he was not prepared for that ball to come to him. He was expecting it to go somewhere else.
He looked back a little late.
I definitely would say so, yeah.
And Procco in the gun. Dominic Smith in the backfield too. And one of the Chieftain linemen jumped. So it is a false start, and they will go back to the 30. So it will now be 3rd and 8 on the it'll be 3rd and 8 on the 30-yard line. We have just under 2 minutes to go until halftime.
Yeah, we will see if the Chieftains can finally put it in the end zone before the half is over.
And Procco throws it right to, I believe that is Cale Johnson. And that is Cale Johnson's first interception of the year. Procco was doing really good in the pocket. He rolled back a little too far, but he was able to bring it back up, but he was just trying to get the ball out to one of his wide receivers, and he just forced it right to Cale Johnson.
Yeah, that was great pocket presence from Steven Procco, but the issue is, now we're going to see this again, watch watch as he steps up in the pocket here, just tries to force it to a double covered receiver, unfortunately. So that will lead to the Monarch ball.
And Valencia now going up the middle, making people miss. He's going down, and he is past midfield. Correction, that was Brody Parr. Again, that's the second time we've seen him tonight.
And like I said, Brody Parr, he's a bit younger, being I want to say sophomore, but he's a junior. But Brody Parr, this Monarch backfield is a powerful one.
And the Monarchs running hurry up now. Parr on the carry again. He'll get to the 47-yard line, and it will be second down again.
But like I was talking about with the Monarchs running, they're going to continue to run this clock down because that's honestly their specialty. They may just take a knee here, honestly.
You have to run one more play, which is what they're going to do. Leggett going for it all to Bogatz, and Bogatz gets the Monarch the 6th touchdown for the Monarchs. And Leggett and Bogatz have had a heck of a night.
Leggett is responsible for every single touchdown that the Monarchs have had tonight, which is unbelievable. Like, at a high school level kid, you're seeing 6 touchdowns in one half. You don't often see that, but obviously this Belle East team has been struggling.
And Will's kick is up, and it will be, the score is now 42-0. The Monarchs scored with 32.5 seconds left. We're going to take a look at Leggett's play. He just chucks it downfield to Bogatz, and Bogatz makes the catch, and he runs into the end zone.
Cameron Leggett just doing what he does best, stepping up in the pocket and throwing the deep ball, because he is an accurate deep ball thrower. I will say that it does seem like he tries to throw a little too many deep balls. It can get him into a little bit of muddy water here and there, but nonetheless, a great, accurate deep ball passer.
Christian Lester, and I believe that is Frederick Brown back there. No, correction. That is Calvin McCoy back for Bellevue East, and we will see Cooper Wills kick off the ball. And like we were saying, the Monarchs got the ball first, so coming out of the half, the Chiefs will get it, and Wills does a squib kick. It is received about the 25-yard line, and he gets a 3 to 4 yard return, and he was taken down by Cale Johnson.
And I'm going to quickly, before we continue with this game, I want to quickly mention the Monarchs' rivals. Papillion La-Vista South are playing Westview today, and Titans are looking for an upset right now. It's 28-14. Titans are winning that game so far.
And Procco looks to be the main guy for coming in for Adrian Davis, and he keeps it, and he gets enough for a gain of 7.
Logan Holtmeyer got completely faked out there. Logan Holtmeyer, like I was saying, he got completely faked out there. It was insane. That was an insanely great decision there by Steven Paracco, creating a distraction almost for.
Okay, and we are going to head into halftime. The score for the game is Papillion La-Vista 42 and the Bellevue East Chieftains 0. We will see you again in 20 minutes.
HF Homecoming 2024. We've had a great Spirit Week and look forward to the dance, a group getaway, Saturday at 8 p.m. Coronation will be held at 9:45 p.m. tomorrow, and tonight the candidates will be escorted by their parents at the 50-yard line. Let's welcome them now. Cody Ackland, son of Glenda and Mark Head. Cody is a member of the show choirs Monarchy and Free Spirit, where he is a captain in both. He plans to participate in the school musical. He hopes to start college pre-med and then attend medical school. Aaliyah Archie, daughter of Shonda and Shanquan Stark. Aaliyah is a varsity cheer captain and also a spirit captain for Free Spirit. She is a member of the Zoo Academy. Outside of school, she is involved in musical theater. She wants to study marine biology at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Trevor Antoniak, son of Scott and Susie Antoniak. Trevor plays varsity baseball and is a member of National Honor Society. He loves being with friends and being outdoors. He hopes to one day play college baseball. Anna Avalon, daughter of Russell and Heidi Avalon. Anna is involved in National Honor Society and Tri-M. She is a member of Free Spirit, the musicals, and the current play, A Wrinkle in Time. Anna is also in the Health Academy and hopes to be a nurse one day. Antonio Ferrante de Giacomo, son of Tony de Giacomo and Christine Ferrante. Antonio plays varsity football and attends the MCC Business Academy. He likes to hang out with friends and family. After high school, Antonio wants to further his success by being an entrepreneur. Carlin Francis, daughter of Mark Francis and Chris and Brian Bove. Carlin plays club and high school volleyball. She is a member of National Honor Society and FCA. Carlin plans to go to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln to further her education with a major in psychology. Cale Johnson, son of Emily and Jason Johnson. Cale plays both football and basketball. Cale enjoys math and PE classes. Cale wants to continue playing football in college and study business. Sydney Gassaway, daughter of Betsy and Jeffrey Gassaway. Sydney is a member of the Student Advisory Council and Fishing Club, and she attends the Health Academy. She spends her free time hanging out with friends. She plans to attend Creighton University or the University of Kansas for nursing, and later become a CRNA. Eli Kinsey, son of Jeremy and Jennifer Kinsey. Eli is one of the spirit captains of the Monarchy and Free Spirit show choirs. He is also the president of ITS and a member of the Improv Club. He enjoys hanging out with friends, watching movies, and listening to music. After high school, she hopes to go to the University of Nebraska-Omaha. Cherish Hoagland, daughter of Thomas and Joni Hoagland. Cherish wrestles for the high school and is a member of Papillion Proud and the National Honor Society. Cherish is an intern at Cobalt Credit Union. She loves math and is pursuing a future in accounting and finance. In her free time, she loves hanging out with friends and eating food. Fun fact, she used to play football for the school. Christian Munt, son of Christopher and Stephanie Munt. Christian is a captain of the varsity show choir Free Spirit and is also a three-sport athlete participating in cross-country, wrestling, and track. Christian competed at state for wrestling last year. He is also a member of National Honor Society and FCA. He hopes to attend the Air Force Academy after high school. Lucy Moore, daughter of Jenny and Jake Moore. Lucy is a member of the speech team, mock trial, and senior committee. Lucy is also a part of the Education Academy and hopes to teach high school history. Jack Oates, son of Dave and Sheila Oates. Jack plays football and bowling. During his spare time, he works for his dad at Oates Incorporated. He also runs his own lawn care company, 37 Mowing. Jocelyn Samuelson, daughter of April and Carl Samuelson. Jocelyn is a member of the dance team for both the high school and a local studio. She is a member of Student Council and the National Honor Society, and she is an officer of HOSA. She is also a part of the Health Academy and hopes to one day become a physician's assistant. Isaac Cameron, son of Tiffany and Les Cameron. Isaac has one brother, Tyler, and two sisters, Lila and Maya. Isaac plays both football and baseball, and he plans to continue to play baseball in college. Lainey White, daughter of Tony and Vanjie White. Lainey plays center snare in the marching band and is the secretary of Tri-M. She is also involved in show band, National Honor Society, Senior Committee, Spanish Club, Circle of Friends, and Fishing Club. Lainey enjoys watching movies with her friends and family. She hopes to one day be a film director and make her own movies. Kyron Shadley, son of Jamie Bean and Tim and Joy Shadley. Kyron plays football and competes in track and field and powerlifting. He is a member of National Honor Society and FCA. Kyron hopes to own and run his own construction company in the future. Avery Wolf, daughter of Patrick and Christine Wolf. Avery is a two-time team captain for the varsity softball team. She is a member of the Monarchs tennis team and one of the co-editors-in-chief of the Scepter. She is also a member of the senior class committee and NHS. She is committed to Cornell University to continue her softball and academic career. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for your 2024 Papillion La-Vista High School Homecoming Court. gentlemen, continuing your halftime entertainment, please welcome the Papillion La-Vista dance team. The Papillion La-Vista dance team would like to thank Runza, located on 12149 McDermott Plaza and 202 North Washington Street, for sponsoring this halftime game performance. Ladies and gentlemen, the Papillion La-Vista dance team. Continuing our halftime celebration tonight, please make some noise for the P-Town Twirlers. Ladies and gentlemen, the P-Town Twirlers. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is senior night for our cross-country and girls golf seniors. At this time, please direct your attention to the video board to meet these special monarchs.
Hi, my name is Millie Bielek. My parents are Mike and Regina Bielek. I went to Portal Elementary School. This is my 4th year playing golf. My future plans are to attend a 4-year college, and my big
Hi, my name is Grace Carlson. My parents are Terry and Jeremy Carlson. I went to Rumsey Station Elementary, and I've been running for 3 years. My plans for the future are to go to Wayne State College and study forensic science, and my favorite part of cross country was the friends and teammates I made along the way.
My name is Maddie Klein. My parents' names are Letitia and Stephen Klein. I ran cross country for 4 years. I went to G. Stanley Hall Elementary School. My future plans are to major in psychology at the University of Iowa and complete their medicine pre-professional program. My favorite part of cross country is my teammates and how supportive everyone is.
Hi, my name is Josephine Torek. My parents are Ben and Laura Torek. I went to Hickory Hill Elementary School. This is my 3rd year running cross country. My future plans are to go to college to study criminal justice. My favorite part of cross country is getting to meet new people.
Good evening, Monarch fans.
Hi, my name is Bambari. Hi, my name is Bambari. My parents are Megan and Sean Martin. I went to Marco Polo Elementary School in Italy, and this is my first year running for the cross-country team. My future plans are to continue my instruction in Italy, and my biggest inspiration is my father.
My name is Ethan Logston. My parents are Jill and Terry Logston. I went to Rumsey Station Elementary School. This is my 4th year doing cross-country. My future plans are to attend Iowa State and study business analytics. My biggest inspiration are my parents.
My name is Devin McCarty. My parent is April Williams. I went to Antelope Creek Elementary School in California. This is my 2nd year doing cross country. My future plan is hopefully going off to UNK. My biggest inspiration is my mother.
My name is Christian Munt. My parents are Christopher and Stephanie Munt. I went to G. Stanley Hall Elementary School. This is my 1st year running cross country. I'm planning on going to the United States Air Force Academy, and my biggest inspiration is my middle school wrestling coach, Mr. Boatwright.
My name is Matthew Reiser. My parents are Jody and Mike Reiser. I went to St. Columbkill Elementary School. This is my 4th year running cross country. My future plans are undecided. My biggest inspiration is Coach Pilikowski.
Welcome back, everybody. If you are just joining us now, I'm Brody Carter, and this is...
I'm V. Ploshek, and this has been a great game so far offensively. The score is 42-0. The Monarchs are beating the Bellevue East Chieftains.
And even though the Monarchs have 42 points and Bell East hasn't even scored a single one, Bell East has still put up a fight.
Yeah, no, Bell East has definitely given these Monarchs a bit of a scare at moments. They have gotten a few 3 and outs from this Monarch team, but they've gotten called back.
Henry Laser. Jeez. Another touchback for Henry Laser.
What an amazing kick. This Henry Laser is on some real tight beat. Like, that is...
He's had 2 touchbacks already today, which is very, very good.
I mean, having even the ability to kick it that far is incredible. Henry Laser is not someone Henry Laser, I don't believe we saw him during the Titan game, did we?
We did not, no. Adrian Davis in for Bellevue East. Adrian Davis gives it to Dominic Smith, and he is tackled by, I believe, Kilt Johnson was there, and Micah Ariano.
2-yard loss on the play at 2nd and 12.
That was also by Waylon Iman. It was Micah Ariano and Waylon Iman on that tackle. With, again, like we've been saying this entire game, Bellevue East has just not had a great offensive line to block for their quarterbacks, whether it's Steven Bracco or Adrian Dantley.
Davis gives it to the receiver. He was first there was Isaac Pamriam, and it was Owen Grebe was the Bellevue East receiver.
Isaac Pamaran, we've been calling his name a lot on the offensive side of the ball and the special teams, but he's a sneaky good DB for the Monarchs.
And one of the things we've noticed about Bell East quarterback Adrian Davis, he has not gone down the field that much, and every single time he has not been too accurate. He's been going with the short game, and Adrian Davis tries to get past the line of scrimmage, and he's taken down by Scott Grazer. Scott Grazer is the Monarch center as well.
Yeah.
So he plays center on the offensive line, and he is a defensive lineman for the Monarchs.
And the ability to chase down a fast quarterback like Adrian Dantley like that is no easy feat. So props on Scott Grazer III.
Davis punt is up, and it goes out of bounds at the 41, 42-yard line.
I'm not sure where he was kicking that ball. He was trying to get that to the moon or something, but that was just an incredibly high ball. Must have misplaced it on his foot or something. That would be my guess. That is, how many punts have the Bell East Chieftains had tonight? It's been quite a few.
It has been a lot for Bellevue East. Leggett in, and Parr gets nothing, and he's taken down by Dylan Ginter.
And the other defensive lineman who was in there was Hayden Podney. Excuse me. Hayden Podney was in on that tackle. He's a junior, and he's another tight end defensive lineman type.
Leggett goes deep for Luke Bennett, and Luke Bennett gets the Monarch touchdown. That extends their lead by 6.
The fast sophomore Luke Bennett. And that is Cameron Leggett's 7th passing touchdown this game. That is an unreal statistic we are having to say here. 7th passing touchdown. 7. You wonder if they're gonna give him a break at some point.
7 passing touchdowns for high school is an absurd number. I've seen a team get 7 touchdowns, not just the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. I believe currently, if around the Class A division, in Elkhorn South right now, the Storm are playing Grand Island, the Islanders, and they have a very similar score to what we have right now, but I don't believe it's all been done by their quarterback. The fact Cameron Leggett has been a part of every single point that they've had is incredible.
And we've seen them go to both the Giacomo Jr. and Brody Parr, and those 3 running backs have been very good for the Monarchs.
Yeah, they've had a 3-headed monster at running back so far this game with Brody Parr, Antonio DiGiacomo, and Mike in Valencia Jr.
And Henry Laser again will be the kicker. Christian Lester and Calvin McCoy are back to receive Henry Lazer's kick. Lazer's kick is fielded at the 5. And Calvin McCoy is met by Sullivan Wilson and Micah Ariano. We've called Ariano's name a lot tonight.
And yeah, Sullivan Olsen hasn't been as big as a player as Micah Ariano this game, but he has been in the mix of everything. So Sullivan Olsen is not a name you're going to want to forget throughout the broadcast, because he is a linebacker, so he could be getting more and more tackles as this game continues to push forward.
And Procco goes out left, and he's taken down by Peyton Francis. Never mind, he was finally brought down by Gavin Hamilton, and we've called. And Gavin Hamilton called his name quite a lot tonight.
And that is another TFL for Gavin Hamilton. Gavin Hamilton so far this season has been a pretty consistent defensive lineman. And this season so far, he has 4 tackles and 0.5 technically TFLs.
Procco's pass is caught by, I believe that was Austin Mulkey, and he was taken down by Antonio Giacomo, and the receiver for Bellevue East was actually Dominic Smith.
Dominic Smith has been the running back in place of Stephen Procco when they have not had him playing the running back position. Obviously, Stephen Procco has been in a quarterback these past few possessions, but Dominic Smith has been pretty consistent running the rock. You just want him to get on the outside.
And Procco rolling out left. He is met in his tracks by Armando Armas and Antonio DiGiacomo.
And Armando Armas, we've been calling his name a lot tonight because he's a powerful defensive end and tight end for the Monarchs. But I want to talk more about Stephen Procco there, because that was an amazing rollout from the quarterback for the Chieftains. Now it looks like we have a timeout by Bellevue East.
And Aaron, like we said, Aaron Tuman calls his first timeout of the half. There is 6 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and we are going to see what he's going to do with his Bellevue East team. It is 4th and 9, and the ball is on the what looks to be 36, 37 yard line. So if I was Aaron Tuman, I would risk it for the biscuit, and I would go for it on 4th down. You know, you're down by 7 touchdowns. If I was him, I would go for it, but he is bringing out the kicker, or the punter, correction, Adrian Davis, and back deep is going to be junior wide receiver Jonathan Harden. And a pretty good kick from Adrian Davis, and Jonathan Harden fields it at the 50-yard line.
And Jonathan Harden has been another sneaky wide receiver who's been getting in the game, but we haven't heard his name called a whole lot because of how many good receivers there are in the on this Monarch team. For example, Isaac Pamaran. So we will see more of him, I would imagine, throughout this game, Jonathan Harden Jr., because he is just a clever wide receiver and has amazing route running from what I've been seeing.
That was actually one of Adrian Davis's better punts that he's had tonight. And RJ Videra is now in for Cameron Leggett. And Brody Parr was quickly taken down after the long game by Andrew Brown. And Videra was in play. He played a game this year, and in that game he did pretty well.
Lily, RJ Videra is not a bad quarterback, but when you have someone like Cameron Leggett in the backfield, you're going to want to be using Cameron as much as you can.
Videra gives it to Parr. Parr's going out left, and he was taken down by Frederick Brown.
And some of you may recognize the name Videra because his sister, Lillian Videra, is a powerful outside hitter for the Monarchs in volleyball. So that is where some of you may have heard the name Videra before, but RJ is going to try to prove himself at quarterback for this Monarchs team.
And Videra is a sophomore. He only has 120 passing yards on the year. Gives it to Brody Parr, and he's taken down by Aiden Church. And Videra has 2 touchdowns on the year, so he can prove that he can be a starting quarterback for Papillion La-Vista.
And I think he's just got to develop his fundamentals, especially at such a young age. Being a sophomore and getting this experience is very vital to learning the game and learning who you are as a quarterback to better develop your fundamentals.
Videra keeps it, and he gives it to Armando Armas. What a catch by Armando Armas. That was dangerous.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree. It looked like that Bell East defensive line almost got a hand on that ball. Maybe if they would have jumped, they could have got that as an interception, but nonetheless, great play by RJ Videra to get the ball to his tight end, Amos.
Videra looking downfield for Jonathan Harden, and that is another Monarch touchdown. The Jonathan Harden has his second passing touchdown of the game. What a throw from RJ Videra.
RJ Videra is already proving himself to be a candidate for the Monarchs starting job next year. Well, not next year, but after Cameron Leggett leaves, we will see a lot more of RJ Videra in the coming years. Because with throws like that, how can you keep this kid off the field?
And the Monarchs have 8 passing touchdowns on the day.
8 passing touchdowns, which is surprising. In the past couple games, they've only had.
And we
there
are
has
going to take.
Only been 5 total touchdowns.
We're going to take a look at that instant replay. Videra he had pressure in his face, and he just little dime drop to Jonathan Harden, and Harden ran into the end zone for his second receiving touchdown of the game.
He just dropped the money in the bucket, and that was an amazing throw that you wouldn't expect to see out of a sophomore, especially someone like RJ Videra, who hasn't had as much playing experience as some of these other guys like Cameron Leggett.
And all of the touchdowns, Leggett has an outstanding number at 7, and Videra just threw his first, so that is a total of 8.
You got to wonder how many passing yards Cameron Leggett has this game. I mean, with 7 passing touchdowns, many of them being those deep balls to people like Isaac Pamaran or Jonathan Harden Jr., it really makes you wonder how many more yards Leggett could have gotten if he would have stayed in the game.
And Calvin McCoy muffs the punt. And he was taken down by Gavin Vest. And Leggett, like you were saying, he is 13 for 21, 322 passing yards for 7 passing touchdowns.
322 passing yards in one game is not a statistic you would usually see in football unless you're playing a very low-level team. But honestly, this Bellevue team, while the gunpowder is running out in their offensive attack, it just seems like they had so much more that they could have done. There's just a lot of missed opportunities.
Adrian Davis gives it to Dominic Smith.
Dominic Smith, the ball carrier.
And he was taken down by Kyron Shadley, and Peyton Francis was also there.
Yeah, this Bell East team is really just trying not to let this one go so close to their own end zone, which would lead to likely another Monarch touchdown. If the Monarchs were to score 10 passing touchdowns in this one game, that would be an unbelievable statistic.
Davis fumbles, picked up by Dominic Smith.
Fumble on the play recovered for the Chieftains, number 23, Dominic Smith.
Bell East is lucky to have the ball back after that. We are now under 40 seconds left to go in the in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a very lucky give back to the Chieftains. If they would have lost that, that was likely going to be either a defensive touchdown for the Monarchs or leading to another offensive touchdown for this powerful Monarch offense.
Davis tries deep. His intended receiver was Dylan Ginter. And in coverage was Isaiah DeMessi. And that is the end of the third quarter. The score, Monarchs 56, Chieftains nothing.
And DeMessi there had some pretty good coverage on him, although it almost did look like he was holding him from behind. The pass from Adrian Davis was a very good one. It just was a little too much. He put a little too much on that, allowing for the incompletion for the Monarchs. Students here at Foundation Field are absolutely loving it. Obviously, I mean, how could you not when your team's up by 56 points? The energy here in Foundation Field, just from the student section, is unbelievable. As we see with my colleague, still is the Chieftains ball going to punt.
Adrian Davis will be the punter. Jonathan Harden back to receive. Beautiful punt. And it was a fair catch at the 46-yard line by Jonathan Harden.
And that was probably the smartest decision there. I mean, you could obviously try to run for that one, get as many yards as you can, but when you're blowing a team out like this so badly, it becomes humiliating for the Bellevue East team if you were to do something like that. So I think that shows a level of respect from Jonathan Harden Jr. there, but also just making the smarter football decision.
And Videra is still in for Leggett. Videra he hands it off to A.J. Wesley. And he was taken
And
down by David Shizek.
I would like to correct you on that. The carry was from Jack Jelinek, which was, we have not heard Jack Jelinek's name much, but that is because he is only a sophomore. I believe he was a Titan last year and transferred, but don't quote me on that.
Videra gives it to Wesley again. Wesley out left, going down the sideline. And he's taken down at the 30. And was taken down by Jackson Henry, but there is laundry out on the field. We'll see what, and it looks like the play is coming all the way back, and it is holding on the Monarchs offensive line.
Nick Irvin is charged with that holding penalty, in which it's a very unfortunate one because Monarchs have had some very massive running plays held back due to holdings or just other penalties. A very undisciplined team, and you wonder if Coach Williams is trying to get his team a little more disciplined.
We did see that earlier in the game. Junior had a glorious rushing, I believe it was a rushing touchdown, or he just got down.
Rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he got a
called back.
touchdown. It was all the way called back. And the runner is Graydon Dalkey.
And that is a TFL, it looks like, for Jack Duncan, the senior for the Chieftains. We have not had a lot of names to call for this Chieftains team so far tonight, besides obviously the fast receivers such as Christian Lester, Calvin McCoy, Adrian Davis, Stephen Bracco. But, you know, Jack Duncan is a senior, and it must be really unfortunate for him to have so many young guys on this team, therefore making a bit of a rougher experience.
And Williams calls his Monarch team to the sideline with that timeout. Just under 9 minutes left, or just under 10 minutes left, sorry.
If you're Coach Williams here, what are you saying to your team?
If I was Williams, I would just milk the clock and get as far downfield as you can.
The new player coming into the game, it looks like.
Videra in the shotgun, motions the receiver, gives it to Lehman. Lehman tackled at the 43, and he's taken down by Jackson Henry.
Henry Lehman, we've not heard his name at all tonight because he has not been in the game at all. But with his first play of the night, that was an amazing first. That was a great first play for a receiver who's really coming off cold here.
Videra gives it to A.J. Wesley, and he gets to the 40.
Now you wonder, you have a lot of running backs on this Monarch team. They're really just trying to look at people because A.J. Wesley doesn't play offense usually. He's usually on the defensive side. He is primarily a linebacker, but I guess they're just trying to get him on the field because they believe in his talents. So if A.J. Wesley is going to be playing more running back for the Monarchs, we will have to keep that as a note because he right now has been having a pretty good night in rushing. Obviously that large rushing attempt got called back.
Timeout. Bellevue East.
And Coach Williams was saying when I spoke with him earlier, he said that the lineup will not change from last week, but it's his intent to get more kids playing. We saw Lehman, number 90, the wide receiver, get in, and he had a big run up the side, run up the Bellevue East sideline
And it
for
was
a big game.
It was a beautifully designed play too, but unfortunately it just got called back for a sort of a holding on Nick Irvin. But you wonder, you think that for the Monarchs, they're going to keep trying to get as many players in the game.
Procco keeps. He was taken down by AJ Wesley, Amari Nassan, and Skylar Cruz. Three players all on the Monarchs defense.
That was an amazing designed play there from Stephen Paracco. That was just really well designed, and he hit that very well. He made the right decision.
Yeah, I thought the wide receiver David Baker had that, but he faked me out. I thought David Baker was gone on the sideline, but no, Stephen Procco kept it himself. And there is a flag down on the Bellevue East sideline. We will wait for the referee to make the call. And it is an encroachment on the Monarchs, and it is a 5-yard penalty. Correction, 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 48-yard line.
And like we've been saying this entire game, obviously Coach Williams wanted his defense to continue playing at a high level this game, which they have, shutting Bellevue East out for 0 points so far this game.
Procco was sacked.
Jackson Caranaco, the sophomore linebacker. And it's his first sack of the season.
It is now 2nd and 12
but Coach Williams,
at midfield.
Coach Williams has to be really frustrated with this team, not because of how they're performing, but how undisciplined they are being. I mean, you're blowing a team out by 56 points. You shouldn't be having penalties like that. I mean, obviously they're probably playing the younger guys, but there's still no excuse there. You should be playing. You still should be paying attention to the ball.
Procco's pass outright, and he going down the sideline. He was taken down by Amari Nassan and Owen Grebe on the carry. What a run by Owen Grebe. That was, I thought he was going to the end zone.
Yeah, I was about to say, sorry to interrupt you there, but it looked like he had some green grass in front of him. Just, he didn't have a lot of blocks in front of him. There was some blocks behind him that got held up, unfortunately.
Procco on the keeper. And gets nowhere. He was taken down by Ben Adler for the Monarchs. And we are slowly creeping to 5 minutes left in the game. Like we said earlier, since the Monarchs are up by more than 35 points, the clock runs continuously.
And it looks like while you're seeing a lot of great things from this Monarch defense, I think Coach Williams may want to look at his defense, watching for RPOs.
Procco's pass was tipped. That was a dangerous pass.
Looked like it was number 67, Seth Ashby.
It is now 3rd and 9 from the 34.
But what the Chieftains have been doing great tonight, they've been playing a lot of really smart football when it came to run pass options, RPOs, if you're not opposed to acronyms. Coach Williams may want to make his team watch a lot of film from this game because they got beat badly with the run-pass option.
David Baker, and he's taken down quickly by Jackson Carnico.
Carnico, that's his, we've called his name pretty recently. He just got a sack not too long ago. Carnico, only a sophomore, so we will see a lot of him. You may see Coach Williams putting him in more and more because he is a fast linebacker that is not afraid to hit somebody.
Gavin Hamilton coming in for the Monarchs. Gavin Hamilton has had himself a game. Procco motions the receiver. Looks deep, fires downfield, and the pass is incomplete. And it was intended for
It's first and 10, Monarchs.
So after that play, it is a turnover on downs. It is 1st and 10 Monarchs. Ball on the 36-yard line.
And honestly, good on Aiden Davis, for trying to get this team some points on the board. That was a great pass by him. A little behind him, there was also great coverage from the Monarchs there. The Monarch corners are some of the better ones in Class A, so there's no shame in having that pass deflected.
Videra gives it to the wide receiver Tesla Heminger. He was pushed out of bounds.
Got a little tripped up there at the end there. But this offensive line for the Monarchs has been, ever since early in the first, started to hold this Chieftains defensive line pretty well. There's a reason that Jaron Madley is number 6 in Nebraska.
Videra tries to give it to Armando Armas, and Armas incomplete. It will now be 3rd and 10 from the 37.
Chieftains are just looking for something here. Maybe if they can get a 3 and out, that would be the greatest scenario for them, because they would be in pretty good field position to get their passing attack up and running once again, trying to get some points back on the board.
Videra in shotgun, looks deep, and the pass is dropped by Lehman.
That was, what a rocket of that was a slingshot type shot. If you were to watch that back, you see RJ Videra in the pocket getting pressured and just slung it like a slingshot. It was so rapid, so quick. It was unexpected to see a ball that well placed in at such a deep level is incredible.
Videra goes outright. Was taken down, or it was Grayson Dalkey on the carry, and there's 23 seconds left, and the Chieftains will take over 1st and 10. We are getting to 10 seconds left in the game. Bell East is calling a play, runs up the middle, and is quickly met at the line of scrimmage. And the Papillion La-Vista Monarchs beat the Bellevue East Chieftains 76-0.
What an amazing game we saw here, Brody. Obviously a domination from the Monarchs, but they definitely had some struggles. This team is kind of concerning if I was going to be honest with you. An undisciplined team, a team that was easily faked out by run-pass options. From a Bell East team that is not one of the better offenses in the league, this Monarch team definitely has flaws, but tonight the defense was amazing, and Cameron Leggett was on fire. 7 passing touchdowns for 300-some passing yards.
And we just want to say thank you to our amazing teacher, Miss Becky Hoke, and our crew for an amazing stream and for all of their help. Thank you to the PLV Media parents for providing the food for our crew. Next week, the Monarchs will be away to face Omaha Creighton Prep.
Junior Jays are not an easy team to beat, so this will be a challenge for the Monarchs. But until next time.
And also, our next media stream will be this upcoming Monday, the 23rd, where the Monarch volleyball team will take on Elkhorn South. And for me, Brody Carter, and my colleague,
I'm V. Ploshek.
And we will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us.